What is up, guys? It's your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and I just got a comment from Metascrub who was telling me that how can I be the web war fanatic if I haven't played every single web warrior? And he was telling me how there is no video of SPDR on my channel. So we're gonna make an SPDR deck, and then we're gonna play it, and we're gonna put it on the channel so I can officially become the web war fanatic here. Okay, so we're on Marvel CDB, and we're looking through all the heroes, and we're going to create a new spider suit deck right here. So where is the spider suit? Right here. So we're going to create her deck. All right, so I already have in mind kind of the idea of what I want to do with this deck. So I do want to give a huge shout out here to Nelson All Over Cards, because I watched him play the spider suit a few months ago in the pool aspect, and I thought that was really cool, and I definitely want to do that here as well. So the big strategy that I want to build around here is definitely going to be laser swords. So that is a pool aspect card here. It's a 3-cost upgrade. It counts as 2 restricted cards, but SPDR doesn't have any other restricted cards, so that's fine. Max 1 per deck. Your hero gets +1 attack for each bad icon in play to a max of 4. So for every, if we have all these, the Crisis, Acceleration, Amplify, and Hazard icon in play, SPDR gets +4 attack. So she's going to have, I have her pulled up on Hall of Heroes here. She has 2 base attack, plus the 4 is going to be 6. And then the big cards that I think synergize really well with that is giving her a bunch of readies. So with All Systems Go, here's a 1-cost event. As a hero, actually you can choose to ready each interface upgrade you control, or search your deck and discard for an interface upgrade and add to your hand. So one of her interface upgrades is the Host Spider right here, which is a 3-cost upgrade. As a hero action, you can exhaust the Host Spider to ready the Spider suit. So we want to exhaust the Host Spider, ready up SPDR, have her attack for 6. Then we can play All Systems Go to ready each interface upgrade you control. So you ready the Host Spider interface upgrade back up again, exhaust it again, have SPDR ready back up, attack again, play another All Systems Go, and then she has 3 All Systems Go here, All Systems Go in her deck, which is going to be really good. So we can do a huge, big damage pusher at the villain. And another great interface upgrade that adds more attack is this 2-cost upgrade right here, the Web Fluid Compressor. Interface upgrade. Here, interrupt when Spider Suit makes a basic attack, exhaust the Web Fluid Compressor. It gets +2 attack for that attack. So if she has +4 with the laser swords, plus another 2 here is going to be +6. So Spider can potentially be attacking for 8 attack there. All Systems Goes readies up all those interface upgrades, including the Web Fluid Compressor, so she can swing again for another 8. And that's going to be the big strategy that we're going for here. And we will see how this deck plays. Oh, and then one other thing that I did talk about before, and that I always talk about, is when you're building a deck, you want to have a clear goal in mind. So for this deck, I want to aim for this deck to be able to take down Magneto and a villain's weaker than a Magneto on expert mode. So I don't want to try this deck against Ronin, because I think that he's going to be a little bit difficult for Spiders to take down, because he puts a lot of pressure early game. And Penny Parker only has a hand size here of 4 in Alter Ego, and a hand size of 3 in her hero form of the spider suit. So I feel like Ronin's not going to give us a lot of breathing room for us to build out with such a small hand size. And I would want to try this deck against Venom Goblin, but Venom Goblin has the Advanced Glider. So the Advanced Glider, in order to get rid of it, or it's a really bad card because every single time the villain activates, it activates again. So it gets 2 activations every single turn instead of just 1. And the only way to get rid of it is to discard attack cards from your hand with a combined resource cost of 3 or more to get rid of it. And Spider only has 2 copies of Web Trap here, her only attack card. So in order to get rid of the Advanced Glider, she'll need both copies of the Web Trap in her hand and discard them both to get rid of it. We could play an aspect like Protection or something and add in, attack events or attack cards that are costed 3 or more to help us get rid of the Advanced Glider, but I don't necessarily want to do that. So because of that reason, we're going to just try to take on a villain a little bit under Venom Goblin or Ronin's difficulty. And I have been playing a lot of Magneto video. I've been playing a lot of Magneto recently and been posting a lot of his videos or gameplay against him. So we're actually going to try Loki here, who I think is pretty much on par with Magneto. And yeah, we're going to try out the Spider Suit against Loki. So this deck build right here is going to be with intention and the go to defeat Loki on expert mode. And yeah, we'll try it out. I think Loki's going to be a good challenge because he has the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones. So he's going to throw a lot of different things at us, like stunning us, confusing us, minions, all the shebang. So hopefully this deck will be able to handle whatever Loki throws at us. Okay, so Laser Swords is going to be our big key card to get that massive attack off. So we want readies here. So the pool aspect also has, what is the readying card? Stick to Itiveness, which is going to be our big readying card. Here's a 2-cost upgrade. As a hero action, you can spend a physical resource and exhaust this card to ready your hero. That's going to be huge to get an additional ready here. And this has really good synergy with the SPDR suit's hero ability. Sync ratio. As a resource, you can exhaust an interface upgrade you control to generate that upgrade's resources, right? So when we get these upgrades down here, like the web fluid compressor, speed metal alloy, the host spider that we talked about earlier, and the psychic link, these are all interface upgrades, so we can exhaust them to generate the corresponding resource. So for stick to itiveness, we need a physical resource, which we can exhaust a speed metal alloy to generate a physical. We exhaust a host spider because it's a wild, so that can also be a physical. And we can also exhaust, I believe, Penny Parker here. When you flip this card over to hero form, she becomes an interface upgrade here for Spider, and we can exhaust her to generate a wild here, which can also be a physical for distinctive itiveness. So not only will it have synergy with the SPDR suit's identity or her hero kit, but it's also going to have synergy with our laser swords to give us an additional ready. So we definitely want that in our decks. We have the laser sword so far and the stick to itiveness. And another great way to get it ready is going to be Spider-Man Peter Parker. So, I actually want to try this out. So, huge shout outs here to Wasteland Sniper, who commented in a deck building video, telling me how we can more easily use Marvel CDB. So, if you're in a deck for Marvel CDB and you type K and the semicolon here and type a trait that you want, so like Web Warrior, it's going to pull up all the possible cards with that trait that you can put into your deck. And I believe we have all the basic ones here. No protection or justice. I think it's because we chose a pool aspect here for the deck. So it's not going to allow us to put in protection or justice cards. So it pulls up all the available web wards that we can put in, all the basic ones here. So this is a really, really cool tip for Marvel CDB. That's going to help me out a lot more in the future. So huge shout outs. Thank you, Wasteland Sniper, for that amazing tip. Okay, so for the web word trait, we definitely want to put in Spider-Man Peter Parker here. It's going to be this guy right here. So 3-cost ally, he's a web warrior. After he attacks or thwarts, choose another web warrior character, ready that character. So SPDR is a web warrior here in her hero form. So after Spider-Man Peter Parker attacks or thwarts, he can ready up SPDR to give us another attack with laser swords. Another raid is always going to be amazing. And it's going to be easier for her to pay for him because he requires the energy, mental, and physical, which Spider should have if she has all of her interface upgrades down here, because we can just exhaust these cards to generate the corresponding resource, and then we'll have one of each one, and wilds here too. So I think he's going to be an amazing card here, and that's going to be our main 3 cards, I think. So Stick to Itiveness, Laser Swords, and Spider-Man for the readies, and the big attack bonus with the Laser Swords. Okay, so we got to fill out the rest of the deck. Let's go ahead and put in our Web War allies here. So the Web of Life and Destiny is an amazing 3-cost support. Ignore this card's resource cost if your Jenny has a Web War trait. We have the Web War trait playing SPDR, so it's a great card that we can play for free in hero form. And after Web War ally leaves play, you can choose a player. That player draws a card. Amazing effect. It is not exhaust, so this is really good for us. We definitely want to go ahead and just add this card to the deck. And then the Web War allies here. I mean, Spider-Man Otto Octavius, amazing Web War ally. When you play him from your hand, ready an upgrade you control. If the upgrade has a tech trait, draw a card. This definitely has the most synergy with the Spire suit here, because her interface upgrades here, if they're exhausted, you can ready them back up. And then actually the host Spire does not have the tech trait, but the psychic link here has a tech trait, and so does the web fluid compressor and the speed metal alloy. So that's going to be a great way for Otto to get his effect off, and you can draw a card and get that extra ready from those interface upgrades and exhaust again to use as another resource. So really good card with amazing synergy with SPDR and a great web warrior to trigger off of the Web of Life and Destiny to give us a big card draw. We also want Hobie Brown for sure. So Hobie Brown is just an amazing 3-cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 life. He has a great effect to discard top 3 cards of the encounter whenever he leaves play and do damage to the villain equals to the number of boost icons. Really strong card. We don't necessarily care that much about it. It doesn't have that much synergy with the Spider suit, but it's still a great card nevertheless, and has synergy with the Web War stuff. So we definitely want to add him to the deck, which we already did. And then Spider-Ham has a little bit of an inconsistent effect because after he attacks or thwarts, discard top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discard this way, do 1 damage to Spider-Ham, right? So if we discard like a 3 booster, Spider-Ham just gets knocked out He's not that reliable, so I don't want him in the deck. The Spider Penny Parker ally, I really like this card, but because of the unique rule, we can't add it to the deck either because we're playing the Spider Hero. And then a Scar Spider, and also another inconsistent Web Warrior card, right? When you would review an encounter card, name a card type, look at the card. If it is that name card type, deal damage to Scar Spider and draw a card. So it won't be able to do it if we name the wrong type. So I don't want him either. A little bit inconsistent here. Not great stats for being a 4-cost ally. And lastly, we have Ghost Spider, who I definitely do want. She is an amazing ally. As an interrupt, whenever she leaves play, search your deck for an identity-specific event, add to your hand. So that would include our All Systems Go that we talked about earlier. It's a 1-cost identity-specific event for Spider. We intrude this to our hand when our Ghost Spider leaves play to get the ready on all of those interface upgrades. So an amazing card. Great synergy. Let's definitely add Ghost Spider. So that's going to be our Web Warrior cards here. And we also got the Web of Life and Destiny. Let's see. We also want Across the Spider-Verse here for sure. I think. Yeah, we definitely want this card. So Across the Spider-Verse, 2-cost event. Hero action, exhaust a Web Warrior card you control, search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put into play, then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. Amazing card. We can always exhaust any Web Warrior card, which includes the Web of Life and Destiny here, because this is a Web Warrior card with the Web Warrior trait. It doesn't ever need to be exhausted, so exhaustion is going to be great, and then we can get a Web Warrior from discard pile and put it back into play. It's a really good card for us. We definitely want more allies. Let's put in Nick Fury for sure. So Nick Fury, one of the strongest allies in the game and an amazing basic ally. 4 costs, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 life. When your enters play, choose one. We can choose either remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or do 4 damage to enemy. So much synergy there or so much versatility there, because he can help us do whatever we need to help control the board state or do damage. I usually just draw 3 cards because then he can refund for a lot of his costs. So let's definitely add him to the deck as well. And let's see, we got some good allies here. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything else that we need in the deck before we fill out with some allies. So for our resources here, Spider has a hand size of 4 in her alter ego Penny Parker and a hand size of 3 in hero form as a Spider suit. So that is not very good. So we definitely want a lot of resource cards to help us mitigate that and pay for a lot of stuff early game. I think her early game is going to be the biggest thing that suffers because of her small hand size. So let's go ahead and put in our double resource here. I almost always add the Genius, which is a double resource for Mentos. We want Strength, the double resource for Physicals, and Energy. So I think almost every single deck that I've built, I always put these double resources here because they're just super duper good. It's always useful to have them in the deck. It's max 1 per deck, but we have each one of the 3. So let's definitely put in the Energy, Genius, and Strength. And since we have so many basic allies here, let's go ahead and put in the power in all of us. So this can double the number of resources this card generates when paying for a basic card. We have all the basic allies, so this can be a good card for us. Let's put in 2 so we can help easily pay for these cards. And then because of that, we definitely don't want to add in pool aspect allies because we won't be able to use the power in all of us to pay for pool aspect allies. But since we are playing in the pool aspect, I think another great synergy with the Spider suit is going to be the pool aspect resource cards here. So it's going to be self-confidence. Let's see. Double the number of resources this card generates if your identity has sustained less than 5 damage, and triple the resource instead if you have sustained no damage. So this can potentially be a triple resource, and it definitely is a triple resource on turn 1 if we can draw us in our opening hand, which will help us get set up a lot for Spider. So let's definitely add this. We definitely want self-preservation as well. Same thing, but for the energy card or the energy resource. And then self-control, which is also the same thing, but for the mental resource. So we definitely want all these cards. And we're looking really good here with our resources. With 8 resources, going to help us pay for all these SPDR cards despite her small hand size. And then I guess the synergy here with these guys is we want to make sure that we can stay at relatively healthy hit points. So this can at least be a double resource. So let's get in some resource sinks here. Let's put in Tic-Tac-Toe, one of my favorite pool aspect cards. Is a 0-cost upgrade. As a hero action, spend 1 resource of any type. Move 1 damage from a character to empty space above, matching that spent resource. If there are 3 damage tokens in a line, like right here, then deal all damage on this card to an enemy and discard this card. So this actually has really good synergy with Spider Suit because she can, with her sync ratio ability right here, as a resource, exhaust interface upgrade control. generate that upgrades resources, she can exhaust um, Host Spider, the Psychic Link, Web Fluid Compressor, and the Speed Metal Alloy, which are all interface upgrades to generate that corresponding resource. So if we exhaust them and generate the energy here, then we can put it here for tic-tac-toe. So if we ever are ending our turn and we have these extra interface upgrades that aren't exhausted, we can always use tic-tac-toe as a resource thing and just put it in the tic-tac-toe, and then we can heal SPDR or heal one of our allies too by 1 for each one spent, and we can do this unlimited times per turn. So a great resource sync card that we definitely want to add in. But it's only max 1 per deck, but we definitely want it in. And let's go ahead and put in the healing factor here. I think that's going to be useful for us to get some healing off, right? 3-cost upgrade after the player phase begins, exhaust healing factor to heal 2 damage from your identity. That would just keep us a little bit healthy here for the spider suit so that we can get these pool resources here to be triple resources. So I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and put in one of my favorite pool aspect cards, which is going to be, what is that event called? The Not My Responsibility. So this is an amazing 0-cost event. Has interrupt when any amount of threat will be placed on a scheme, you or your ally takes it as damage instead. This can help us a lot to flip down safely. So when we flip down and the villain schemes for like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, we just play Not My Responsibility and put all that 7th threat as damage on ally instead and just knock out the ally. And then we can preserve the main scheme from flipping. So we definitely want to add this card in there. I think it's a really good card. So we have 35 cards so far. Let's see, the deck is looking pretty rounded out. Oh, I forgot the biggest thing here. So huge thing I forgot with the laser swords. I think I got sidetracked earlier, but for laser swords here, your hero gets +1 attack for each one of the bad icons in play to a max of 4. So we need a way to control gain the bad icons, and the best way to do that is going to be with a pool player side scheme called Live Dangerously. So this is a 0-cost player side scheme. Each identity gets +2 hand size and it has all the bad icons. So what we want to do is we want to get our laser swords down, and we may not have any plus extra attack from it, but that's okay. We just want the upgrade in play. We want to get our host Spider in play for the ready. We want Spider-Man Peter Parker in play for his ready, and we want Stick to Itness in play. If we have all of these upgrades and Spider-Man, all this ready stuff that we have already in play, or if we have all these upgrades in play, we just wait until we can draw Live Dangerously here. The moment that we draw this player side scheme, we can play it. We get +4 attack. So let's go ahead and add it to the deck because of all the bad icons on it, we get the +4 attack from laser swords. So now the Spider Suit has 6 attack. Then we can use all those rays and have her attack as many times as we can to do a bunch of damage and hopefully take down the villain in that one go there. So the Live Dangerously is definitely going to be the card that's going to unleash the laser sword. So we definitely want to add it in the deck. This is a key card, and I'm glad I did not forget to put it in. And then let's see. So now we have 36 cards here. We don't want pool aspect allies. Let's see. We want some resource sinks. Let's go ahead and add an Avengers Mansion. You guys know me. I love this card. It's expensive for cost, but we just exhaust it every single turn to draw a card. Great card. Let's add a copy in the deck because we have so many resources here with the Power in All of Us, which can help generate doubles when paying for the Avengers Mansion because it is a basic card. And we have the self-confidence, self-control, self-preservation, the pool resource cards here as well, which can also be a great resource sink for Avengers Mansion. And then 3 more cards here. We're at 37. We want to get the 40 here. Let's go and just put in some more allies here to round us out. We want some resource sink allies. So let's go ahead and put in Lockjaw, one of the best resource sink allies in the game. 4-cost ally. You may play Lockjaw from your discard pile during your turn by paying his resource cost. So if he's discarded, we can conjure him up every single turn if we have the resource for it. So let's go ahead and add him to the deck. So if we have some extra resources here, right, like with the Web Fluid Compressor or Speed Metal Alloy, we exhaust them with our sync ratio ability to generate resources to play Lockjaw from the discard pile. Self-confidence, self-control, Power in All of Us, all these can also be resource sinks for, or Lockjaw can be a resource sink for all those cards. Amazing synergy for SPDR and for this type of deck. And then let's go ahead and put Machine Man. It's also an amazing basic ally. 2-cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 life. Whenever he attacks or thwarts as an interrupt, you can spend up to 3 resources of any type, and Machine Man gets +1 thwart and +1 attack for each resource spent this way. So if we spend 3 resources with our sync ratio, he can potentially thwart or attack for 4. We can also spend these resources here to give him that plus extra attack or authority. So he can help us control the board big time, and just an amazing resource thing. I don't think I actually clicked to add him in the deck, so let's go ahead and add him to the deck here. We definitely want him in here as well. And then we're at 39 here. We just need one more card. I think it's looking pretty good. Why don't we just get one more ally here, which can help us block. Let's get a basic ally. I think I want Spider-Man Miles Morales. Okay, there's a bunch here. Let me see. That's Peter Parker, the hero. That is, I think it's going to be super close. It should be the next one. So here's Spider-Man Miles Morales, a 3-cost ally, another basic card which has synergy with our deck with the power in all of us. 1 Thor, 2 attack, 3 life, which is okay, but he has an amazing response. After you play him from your hand, choose Thor or attack, he gets +2 to that chosen power until the end of phase, so a huge tempo boost for us. If we play him, he can either Thor for 3 or attack for 4. Really, really good for us, but unfortunately he does not have the Web Warrior trait, so he won't have synergy with the Web of Life. That's the end of the Web Warrior stuff, but that's okay. He's still a great basic ally for us to play. Let's go ahead and add him to the deck. And that's going to be our 40 cards here. We are filled out here with this SPDR deck. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. We have a bunch of resource sinks for all of our resources here. It's good synergy with the sync ratio for SPDR's hero ability. We have healing factor, tic-tac-toe to heal us back to full for these triple resources here and just to stay alive. We have not more responsibility to flip down so we can potentially heal and get some breathing room. We have the Web Warriors. We have Avengers Mansion here, Web of Life and Destiny, and then we have the big combo laser swords, stick to itiveness, and I almost forgot, but live dangerously here to unleash the laser swords. So yeah, I think that's going to be a deck here. I think it's looking pretty good. I think this is going to be pretty strong against Loki. I think I should be able to take him down fairly consistently. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. If you guys have any questions or anything about that. I think that every single deck, I know it says before, but every single deck building process for a specific deck is going to be different just because, you know, Marvel Champs is so diverse. There's so many variables, whatever strategy that we can come up with. There's different ways to implement it. For this deck, I definitely had a general direction again, thanks to Nelson playing the pool aspect before. He was a huge inspiration for this deck. And yeah, definitely my Yoda Ham deck as well, where I'm also using the pool aspect and having the laser swords do a bunch of damage. That's kind of what I'm building this out with in mind. I think this might actually have more synergy than Spider Ham because of the All Systems Go here, which can ready up the Host Spider, which can give SPDR much more ready. So a really, really good combo for the Spider Suit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys, you know, got value out of this video and it helps you a little bit with your own deck building. And yeah, I hope that, yeah, I should be able to see you guys in the next video where we're going to be taking on Loki with this deck. And hopefully I can officially become the Web Warrior Fanatic by finally playing my last Web Warrior Spider. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one against Loki.